be negatively impacted, so to speak. And but unfortunately, upon review, the camera got a nice shot of me when I started to proceed out into the intersection. Got a nice shot of the coupe, which did not have a front plate. It had some sort of other type of graphic where the license plate should have been. Violation, right? You're supposed to have a front and rear plate on your vehicle if you're driving it on the streets of LA or anywhere. And then when I was going down, there's one or two frames where the camera catches a very blurry image of the license plate and picks up one, maybe two letters of it, but that's it. So no way to identify. Couldn't review of the footage. Either the windows were too tinted or it was too dark to see in to get any kind of description of who was driving. Other than they are a shitbag. That's a known entity. They're a shitbag, and I hope they die in a fire. I hope they die in a fire with people laughing at them. Is that too dark? Well, then, you want dark? Let's go back to how I've been dealing with the aftermath of a hit-and-run collision. Where it makes you question your resolve to continue biking, question your belief in the goodness of humanity as a whole and as individuals. I was good though. Immediately, like the next day, I rolled my bike into my local bike shop and I said, I need to get this fixed. They put a new set of forks on. I picked it up, and the following Monday was a holiday. I believe it was Cesar Chavez Day. And I went on a ride. I call it, anytime I've had a negative incident on a bike, and the vast majority of them have been solo incidents where I go through a wet spot and fall, or something breaks and I fall. In my whole lifetime as a cyclist, young and old, and in between, I've had two involvements with vehicles. This one in January. And as a kid, as a teenager, riding my BMX, racing a friend on a 10-speed. And I was coming down a side street, didn't have a stop sign, but made a right turn because I was going so fast and made it wide. And a VW Bug that was coming to a stop, I was right in front of, and I hit the brakes and skid, wound up underneath the front end of the VW Bug. Had a sore neck. One of my bike wheels wound up underneath the wheel of the VW Bug and got totally tacoed. But I managed to hop out there. The lady was totally freaked out. I said I was okay, and I went home. So circa 1978 all the way up to 2024, right into the beginning of 2024. So in that span, certainly I'd been riding since I was 5 years old when I learned how to ride a bike, maybe 6. So from 1970 to 2024, I've had two vehicular incidents. But this one played a number on my head because even though I got the bike fixed, even though I got back on the road, had a great, casual, comfortable, fun ride on President's Day, and had been riding since, have commuted, have done my commute since, it's fucked with me to the point of where I've used it, I don't want to say used it, where my inability to just put it behind me mentally has contributed to why I haven't pedaled around the city that much in this last couple of weeks. And again, it's a combination of the weather. I do not like to ride in the rain. I have ridden in the rain. I have no issue with the safety aspect of riding in the rain, other than you get really wet, and it's no fun to ride a bike wet. So here we are. Normal. That's not the right way because I normally commute the vast majority of my commutes to work by bike. But here I am commuting by my little old, dependable, about to be 27-year-old truck, and verbalizing this, recording this, maybe posting this to YouTube as an effort to just talk it out, get it behind me, and get back on a bike. Because certainly my leg that I talked about cracking my shin, I'm walking, I'm talking, I'm able to do everything I normally do. I'm as an excuse, I'm like, well, let's not aggravate that leg by putting it through the paces of riding an e-bike. Anyone who's ridden an e-bike, the reason I ride an e-bike is because of the less stress it puts on my leg parts. But that's part of it, weather's part of it, and then call it post-traumatic stress disorder with the hit and run. Leaves my ass in this saddle instead of on my bike saddle, and not very happy about it. I think that's the other thing, is that I'm not one to make excuses, or I'm not one to live life by excuses. And but I am giving myself that window to process, and hopefully this is a little bit of a therapy part of the process where I'm just kind of getting my feelings out in the open, so to speak, and hoping to move forward from there. And by forward, I mean on my bike. Because I think we're in for some pretty fair weather these next few days, so I can't use weather as an excuse. My leg's fine. It's sore and swollen and not happy, but it's fine. I'm not riding a fixie or a regular multi-speed bike. I'm riding an e-bike. I can crank up the pedal assist to make it even less aggravating on my leg parts. And so it's coming down to it. It's coming down to where I can't use weather as a reason or excuse. I can't use my leg as a reason or excuse. I suppose, in terms of processing, I can still use the post-traumatic stress I'm experiencing as a reason. I certainly don't want to rush that, but I'm not very patient with myself. So anyway, if this winds up in some sort of platform where it's viewable by the public at large and you've made it through to this point, or if you listen to any point, hey, I appreciate it. It's a self-serving thing. I'm not contributing to the greater good by talking about myself all that much, but I appreciate you with me for however long you did, whether it was for a couple seconds, a couple minutes, or the whole 9. So I'm going to pull into our parking lot here. Quick check of the sod. Looks good. And there you have it. Thanks for watching.